Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. It is season 9, episode 10, and we are here on quite a special night tonight. It is my wife's birthday, so I do apologise, but it's not going to be a very long stream tonight, mainly because I need to get back to the wife's birthday. Obviously, we don't want to get in trouble. But hello, how is everyone? Thank you all for joining. We've got quite a few recognisable names in the chat tonight and a few that we haven't really seen much before. So welcome everyone, thanks for joining. Let's crack on. So what is going on my end? You'll hear the printer is going on in the background. I was hoping it would be done by now, but it's still printing. It does that sometimes, whatever. It needs a break after this because it's been going like constantly for like months and months and months really, but we have little breaks occasionally, whatever. Oh dear, where are we right? So yes, thank you everyone, you're very kind. I'll pass on your messages to my wife. Right, so after this stream, if you're looking for another stream to join, head over to Unseen Universe's channel. He's doing like a charity giveaway sort of thing where it's really awesome. He does several prizes every night throughout December. You buy like one ticket or however many tickets and you get entered into every night of prizes or every night of draws, if you know what I mean. So there's so many chances to win a prize and there's tons and tons of prizes. We've donated about £200 worth or something like that. I can't actually remember, but yeah, head over to his stream after this one and check it out. You don't have to get a ticket to join in. There's lots of awesome people in the chat and it's just a really friendly place to be and a great thing to sort of support. So yeah, I thought I'd mention that as one of the first things. Head over there after this. Do I design a Mesa-specific nest with a dry part and humid part? I don't actually, and I'll be honest with you, it's sort of, I did think about species-specific nests, and I kind of moved away from that idea, apart from the acorn ant nest, which I am yet to actually do anything about. Like, it's made, and I've got one on my side, but well, I haven't done anything about it. Good evening, Marcus, Paul, and Amy. Thank you all for just coming in. And Antisocial, haven't said hello to you yet. Everyone that's just joined, hello. So what else are we talking about? I can't completely lost track of myself already. Right, tomorrow is Monday. Don't know what everyone else knows, but apparently it's Cyber Monday, which means we're going to be having another little sale. Certain items, not many items, but some items will be discounted on the store. So check it out tomorrow and grab yourself a bargain. It will be the one day only. It will be from like, might be midnight tonight if I stay awake. It might not be. It might be first thing in the morning. Good evening, Ben. And it will carry on until midnight of Monday going into Tuesday. So literally just a day, grab yourself a bargain whilst it's on there. And that's Cyber Monday, apparently. There's lots of these things now. What was it last week? Black Friday. Now it's Cyber Monday. Then it's like Christmas. And then it's like the sales and stuff, isn't it? So it's like there's loads of these things now. Back in my day, it was just the sales, I'm sure. Oh, well. Now hear that? It's finishing. I like that sound because it means we're moving on to the next print. But yeah, so that print's done. Looks pretty good as well. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, the weather has been absolutely insane lately. I'm guessing everyone else has known. Probably even like the rest of Dorset and everywhere north of me seems to have snow. But we haven't had any. We've had lots of wind and rain and it's been pretty miserable here. But temperatures are very low. It says 7 degrees here at the moment, which is like quite high compared to some people. I know some places in the country are having minus numbers, -1s and 2s, even down to -4s and 5s. So with that in mind, I am keeping postage right word. I'm being very careful about posting anything alive. We are checking the weather of basically everywhere that we're meant to be sending, and if it's not suitable, we are withholding the posting until obviously it's a more suitable weather. We'll obviously send you an email, let you know. So if you do place an order, I'm just warning you now, you won't be getting it in if it's alive. If it's ants or something, you won't be getting it a bit warm. Exactly. There you go, Marcus. You're not even that much higher than me in the country, and you're -3. It's just not worth sending anything alive in these temperatures, even with heat packs. Like, we've got heat packs, but it's just not worth the risk. For the sake of the animals, for the sake of you, for the sake of me, for the sake of everything, let's just not do it. Let's hold off, wait until it's a slightly warmer temperature. At the end of the day, there's no harm in letting me feed them a little bit longer for you. Saves a little bit of your time and money. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the situation. We are keeping an eye on it. We would love to try and get some more live orders out before Christmas, but obviously I'm not guaranteeing anything. It all depends on the temperature. The last thing we want is things to get stuck for 1 or 2 days at -3 degrees. That'd be absolutely terrible. With that in mind, we have got more ants coming on the website next week. Towards the end of next week, they'll be coming out of quarantine. Lots of Mesa species. We have 5 different Mesa species going on the website. They're all doing really well, but obviously I do quarantine everything for 2 weeks minimum, just to make sure that they're laying, they're eating, they're doing everything that they want to be doing, and they're not going to drop down dead for you. And that's sort of our standard here, minimum 2 weeks. I have been asked by numerous people about mesas. I know lots of people eager to get hold of them. So yeah, it's not much longer. We will be putting them on the store next week. We currently have quite a good selection of Camponotus, Formica, a couple of different Lacea species, and obviously the Polyrhacus dives. The Polyrhacus dives can go with our Polyrhacus nest, or our bio box as we've called it. We've got 2 versions, the nest version and the outworld version. Both work really well as a nest. With the outworld version, you get some sticks and sphagnum moss and stuff like that to turn it into a bioactive unit, and they do love nesting in there as well. And obviously in the nesting one, you get that big nesting tree and sphagnum moss and all of that lot as well. So they do enjoy nesting in there. So yeah, check them out if you're interested in getting Polyrhacus dives. It's obviously, like I was saying earlier, they're not that difficult if you get the environment right. I'm not saying mine's the only good environment. There's plenty of other great, what do we call them? Great formicarium, sorry, lost the word. There's other great formicarium out there, but I am going to say I love mine, and I've done it from my knowledge of keeping Polyrhacus dives. Obviously, I've got this massive colony sat behind me. I've also got 4 more colonies on the shelves of my own. So I know a bit about Polyrhacus dives, and yeah, I've basically put all of it into that. Stickers, if you want stickers, you will have to find me at a show or event or something, or even I might put some in your next box, Marcus. In fact, I've got to send you a box, so there you go. There you go. That's something else I was going to talk about, actually. This is so interesting. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Amy. Yeah, so the other thing I was going to talk about is I have been super busy over the last few days, and it is going to take a few more days. I am rewriting the whole subscription service because I've tried to rejigger it with our products instead of other people's products. It wasn't really Cyber Monday sounds perfect. It does a little bit, doesn't it? Roman wants stickers. I will send some stickers for Roman. In fact, I will send him some temporary tattoos if that's okay with you. We've got some on the website, so I will chuck some of them in free for him. That's no problem at all, but obviously I want your permission first. I don't know if he's allergic or anything like that. I'm not just gonna do it and get myself in trouble. So we are rewriting the whole subscription service. Like I said, I tried to rejigger it. It didn't really rejigger properly. I couldn't really make it work the way that I envision it, you know what I mean? So now we're going to do it slightly differently. So the beginner service, you're already paying £15 a month. There's going to be a minimum £10 worth of products in every month, so you're getting most of the value of each month already back there. Postage is included. We're also going to send protein, like some form of protein every month. That's not included in the £10 of products. The fact sheets and the walkthroughs are not included in £10 of products, so it's fairly worth it. It's a really great deal now. Like there's, I won't say more products, but they're rejiggered, so it's more even. Every month you're going to get roughly the same amount of worth of products, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So yeah, I've rejiggered it. You now get the formicarium in like month 2 instead of month 4, and things like that. And it works really well, but it's going to take a lot of writing, because obviously it's a big old process. I've had to work out what products are going to be sent out when. Then I have to rewrite the boxes to match that and teach about what is involved in each product, etc., etc., and then line that up with all of that. And then I have to do the intermediate box and the messer boxes as well. So it's a big old project. It's going to take me a good few days and many hours of each day. So you might find I'm somewhat distracted and unable to answer everyone's messages straight away at the moment. But I'm just steaming away trying to get this done as fast as possible. Obviously, I do have people on the subscription service. And if you are one of those and you're listening to this, what I'm going to do for you is everything that you should have received up to this point. So if you're on month 4 and you've received blah, 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 blah so far, anything that's now been added to the boxes will be sent to you in like a bonus box, along with all the brand new prints up to the month where you are. So basically you're not completely starting again, but we're making sure you have everything from up to the date where you already are, and then we'll carry on from there. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, just send me a message and ask, because I will make it it makes sense in my head how to make it work, and that way it just seems a lot easier. We've also changed some of the systems that we're going to be working with, so I'm not so much questioning if I'm month or if it's the next month, because I tend to do that a lot and have to like double check with my postage and go back and count the months, and it's a whole like escapade every month trying to get it done and out and ready on time. So we're changing the systems behind it. We're now going to have basically anyone that signs up to it is going to get everything printed off and ready, put in like a big Tupperware box that every month we can just go and grab the next pack out and send it straight out. We'll know where we are because the packs that have already been sent would have already been sent, and the only ones left are going to be the ones left. It makes our job a lot easier, a lot smoother process. Our end means like much happier customers. That end, hopefully, like it should do. I can't see why it would be any more complicated now. We've simplified the process a lot, and like I say, it's going to take a lot of work, but I'm going to make it work because I'm determined to make it work. Basically, I love the subscription service, and it is great for learning. It's just really trying to make that work on a monthly basis for everyone else. You know what I mean? I want you to feel like it's good value as well. Obviously, the learning side of it, I don't even count the learning side of it as value, because I try not to value myself too much, you know what I mean? But the learning side of it, I will say there's some great information in there, and I'm gonna, obviously, as I'm going back through it, I'm going to make sure there's even more information in there now, especially in the Messer one. I'm going to really do a rejigger on that and do a deeper dive into the other, like we touch on the other species of Messer and a little bit on Pogamyrmex and things like that, but I really want to go into harvesters a bit more deeply in the messer box, because it's overall look at harvesters, not just a look at messers. So I think I can do a little bit better on that one again and try and get a little bit more information packed into it. Yeah, Chris, those are awesome, and like I say, they are a little bit of a challenge, especially if you're nervous around ants. I mean, I've been bitten to the point now where it doesn't make much of a difference to me, but you know, they can be aggressive, especially when they reach larger numbers. You'll see them even be aggressive towards each other, and they quite often cull the weak, as I say. They don't take out all the weak, but if there's a weak ant, they quite likely will dispatch it for the good of the colony, because there's no point in feeding a useless ant when they could be feeding a worker. You know what I mean? And that is the colony mindset. That's not my mindset. That's an ant's mindset. Not always. Like I say, sometimes they'll like let a injured ant carry on or whatnot. I think it really depends on the usefulness of that ant. And yeah, quite often you'll see them just tearing another one to pieces. It is what it is, and it is nature. But I do love Polyrhacus dives, obviously, my massive colony. I'll feature them on the channel next week a bit more. They're just, I don't know, I went with the leaf cutters tonight. But I will put them on the channel a bit more next week during the stream, so you can see the size of my large Polyrhacus dive colony. I recently reinstalled the pump because the pump had basically jiggered up. Is that the correct term? Jiggered up? Yeah, I'm going to go with jiggered up. The pump had completely jiggered up, and I couldn't like get any water going through it, basically. It wasn't turning at all. So we've replaced the pump. Good night, Amy. Thank you for watching, sweetheart. Bless her. And we've replaced the pump, and we've got the fountain and pond flowing again, which again is quite an important part of Polyrhacus dives. They love that high humidity that the pond and fountain provide. Without that, it was getting a little bit dry, and I wasn't happy with it. I was happy with it. 12 pints of water in the bottom of the tank just to keep it humid, like every other day, basically. It was a lot of water. And where the pond is, it only requires like 3 to 4 pints of water, and it keeps the whole thing going a lot easier and for a lot longer without replenishment. So yeah, it's like I say, it's not really important to have a waterfall, but it is beneficial. And we're not gonna let you down on that front either. That's all I'm going to say with that. Just looking at my things. There was something else I was going to talk about, which I forgot to write down completely. No, I'm completely bojiggered if I can remember that one either. But how is everyone else? Do send me in a message if you want to know anything about Polyrhacus dives or anything in general. Just send me a message. If you've got something to talk about, send me a message also. Or on the stream, I mean, just send it in, a comment, not a message. I know what I mean. Is everyone excited for Christmas? We're very excited here in my household. We've got our tree up. We're doing the elf is going absolutely nuts around the house and leaving messes and stuff, and yeah, full swing of Christmas. We're going to have Christmas shows to go to soon, which is always great fun. As every parent knows, it is one of the blessings of having multiple children. Oh man, yeah, I'm not gonna obviously go into it, but that is quite bad, isn't it, Marcus? I do wish you good wishes with that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean, man. Yeah, it's not something I would wish upon anybody. Yeah, I know stickers. Don't worry, stickers. Oh dear. See, that confused me for so long, but yeah. Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee because it is somewhat going cold, and I don't want to drink a cold coffee. Well, I will, but I don't want to. Yeah, Paul knows all about the dives. They bite me. They tend not to bite him. They just sort of he just puts them back in if they escape. They don't escape very often, but occasionally the barrier will obviously fail, and they get out. And to be honest, I've got a wire that they can just climb out whenever they want. Sometimes they go for a wander, sometimes they don't. The key is that environment in the tank is ideal for them, really. So there's no real reason for them to leave. The only time they really left en masse was once. What was it? Something flooded. Basically, the pump backfired. That's it, and it started flooding. And the ants just evacuated and moved to the top of the tank. They didn't even go very far. They just went to the top of the tank. So I sorted that out and put them back in. Basically, it was quite easy. But yeah, occasionally we do find odd Polyrhacus dives walking about. When your colony gets as big as mine, I warn you, it is somewhat hard to contain every last one of them. Somehow they magic their way out sometimes. I will say I have got a bridge, an open air bridge for mine as well. It's completely uncontained by any glass or anything. They just walk across this bridge between between three different tanks now. So they do have the chance to just jump off. And that happens occasionally. In fact, when the bridge gets really busy, like really, really busy, you can see them almost dripping off like raindrops, like big bundles of ants where there's so many climbing over each other that they lose grip and just fall in big like bundles. It's impressive in a different type of white meat. Yeah. Um, So the other thing I was going to say before I forget again is I've been working on the shows as well. Obviously, we have the Sheffield show just in February. It sounds like a long time away. It's not that far away, especially if you're me running the show. So we've decided not to have a sponsor for the Sheffield show at this point in time. I'm going to just sponsor it myself and host it myself and just do the whole thing. It's just a little bit easier logistics wise. We've just uploaded. Oh, here comes Evie trying to break in. We've just uploaded a part, not all, but most of the traders that are going to be attending are now detailed on the website. You can head over to the website on the events page or the events section, or even on the homepage at the very bottom, and have a look at the traders that are booked in. We do have more traders to book in and some more just to write on. Actually, whoops. So yeah, that's not the finished list. There will be more than that, but have a look, check it out, and grab your tickets whilst you can. I say that they're not exactly going to sell out or nothing. Well, they might sell out actually. The Bristol show did look like at one point we were going to have to stop taking tickets on the door and say people that have bought tickets only sort of thing, because if it gets to a certain number I will have to do that. Obviously I watch the capacity very closely whilst we're running these shows, and if it gets too busy or too hectic and like beyond capacity, I will say no more until like there's more people, like less people, you know what I mean, until there's space. Just because it's as simple as that. I'm not willing to take the risk of pushing too much capacity wise. Like imagine if we had a fire or some kind of safety issue and people couldn't get out, I would feel absolutely terrible. And it is me running these shows and planning them and mapping them and all of this lot. So, you know, it's all something I take into consideration, and I take it very seriously. But yeah, so I am working, I won't say day and night, but I kind of am working day and night from roughly 6 a.m. till whatever time I go to bed, like 1, 2 a.m. sometimes. Working hard either on the sub boxes at the moment or the shows. And yeah, it's great fun. I'm enjoying it, but I am very tired. So you will find that I'm sleeping a lot as well at the moment. But it is what it is. You know, I've got to keep some energy. Got to replenish some energy occasionally, and then I can steam on ahead a little bit more. What's it? So we're also going to be adding a few traders onto the Bristol list as well this week, because we've got most, well, not, I won't say most, we've got a lot of traders already booked in for the Bristol show. But the Bristol show, all the way in August, this is, you can already get your tickets, of course. The Bristol show next year is going to be a lot bigger than it was this year, because we did so well this year and it was, like I say, almost reaching capacity. We've also got the field next to the sports hall, which is absolutely massive. So we're going to be adding in loads of extra things with all this extra space. So yeah, there's going to be tons more to do. And when I say tons more to do, I mean lots and lots and lots for me to do. But I absolutely love this. I never thought I'd be an event planner. I never really thought I'd get into that, but it is something I actually really do enjoy doing. Not so much the planning, although I do enjoy the planning. I enjoy logistics and I like spreadsheets. I don't mind saying it. I'm a bit of a nerd. But after the Bristol show, it was absolutely amazing. We had a fantastic show with a great, my 3 kids are teens. That does suck, but teens is you can still kind of do Christmas with teens. You just got to do it slightly different, I suppose, and enjoy it as adults together, depending on their age. You can start treating them more as an adult. Let them have that Christmas drink or whatnot. Stay up a little bit later for a Christmas party or something. I don't know. I haven't reached that stage yet. But yeah, it's something that I'm looking forward to, really, is that next step in their aging. I am worried about them being teenagers. Obviously, they're going to be grumpy, but I think most of their grumpiness is going to be directed towards the wife and not so much me. That's what I hope. It's definitely going to be the way with my eldest, and that's fine. I can do these things for them. I'm quite looking forward to it. Anyways, completely forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, so we're working on the Bristol show. It is going to be massive. There's loads of work to do, but yeah, it's going to be great fun. House of Ants, good evening, House of Ants. Thank you for coming in. Now you're just going to be the one that sucks when you have to back the wife up with discipline. Yeah, see, Marcus, that's a really good point. I'm sort of in the middle, right? My kids know that when I have to say stop or that's enough, I mean it. I'm the one. Good evening, Roger. I'm the one that sort of, when I put my foot down and I say no more, or whatever punishment's going to happen, my punishments can be pretty wacky. It can be something like, you've got to go for a run with me, back in the day when I was training all the time, or simple things like that. Or I'd be like, you've got to stand there and watch me work for the next 2 hours. They get bored as heck, I tell you. But it also opens up that form of communication. But yeah, my punishments are my punishment. The kids don't like my punishments. When I have to step in, they stop, basically. I'm sort of like the one that you can have fun up until the point, and then when I say stop, that's too far, they know it's too far, otherwise they get punished. And I say my punishments can be somewhat wacky. Nothing I wouldn't do myself, and nothing mean or extreme, but normally quite wacky. I say, or occasionally I just tell them to get to their room and take stuff away, like any parent does. But sometimes I come up with some wacky punishments, sticking envelopes and stuff like that. What ants are these? These are Acromyrmex octospinius, a type of leaf cutter ant. Absolutely fantastic. These are what I call the easier leaf cutter ant. You can also get Atta. Atta genus are faster growing, more ferocious sort of leaf cutters. Whereas these are sort of like the more chilled leaf cutters. They do cut and they do grow fast, but nowhere near what the Atta do. I've had this colony a good year or so now, and they're doing really well. I sort of managed I had a bit of a die-off with the fungus lately, but that's because I realised I was the least that I were getting, it must have been the least that I've been getting for a whole year or so. I'm pretty sure they've been sprayed with pesticides or something because it was killing the fungus. It wasn't good. And the minute I swapped back to leaves from my own garden, it's absolutely fine again. The fungus is growing, but we do tend to manage the fungus by giving them certain amounts of food and whatnot. You have to keep the fungus at a set temperature as well, so they are quite sensitive and somewhat hard to keep. It's not one I would definitely recommend for everyone, but if you're quite experienced and confident with your experience, then it is worth a try having something like these. It is a large investment in money as well, and if it goes wrong, it's very sucky. Very sucky. Whoops. I'm just trying to get the build plate out of the printer, but it's like magnet, and like the larger the print, the harder it is to get it off the base. I can't even get that off the base. I'm giving up right now until I have both hands. But yeah, it's yeah. I love my 3D printers. Well, right, so it is now 9:30. I am afraid I am not going to be sticking around much longer because I said earlier it is the wife's birthday, and I don't want to be on stream all night on her birthday, you know what I mean? So if there is anything else that someone would like to mention or anything, please do put it into the comments section now. I will obviously answer your questions before I go. If not, you can forever hold your peace, or at least until the next stream, which is going to be on Wednesday, by the way. I will be back on Wednesday, and I will be back on next Sunday as well. So if you haven't had enough of it tonight, join us back on those days. You can obviously also go back through YouTube, or most of these, or at least the first like 4 or 5 seasons are all on Spotify as well, and Anchor and Apple podcasts, so you can listen to them on your podcast. I think you can even download and listen to them offline if you need to. So there's plenty to listen to whilst you wait for the next stream. Coasters. We actually do have coasters, believe it or not, but I've never bothered with them. Like, I designed coasters, but I've just never bothered with them because it was just a spare at the moment. I know what I can do. And yeah. But right, so on that note, I am going to love you and leave you for tonight, I'm afraid. I do apologise for the early one. Like I say, it's one of those things that can't be avoided on the wife's birthday. So, yeah. A massive thank you to our sponsors, of course, Valhalla Martial Arts and Ansel Us. Been absolutely fantastic to me, as always they have. Massive thank you to Patreon supporters as well. If you want to do Patreon, there's like a really cheap option down to like £3 a month or something like that. Check it out. There's no pressure, but it does help us massively support the channel. Not just the channel, the animals and everything else. Massive thank you to all of you just for joining and watching. It's obviously great fun being here, but it would be absolutely rubbish if it was just me. So I appreciate every single one of you coming in for just a short one tonight and just a random chat about me and what I've been up to, really. But yeah, it has been fantastic, and do join me back for our next stream on Wednesday at 9 PM. So as always from me, I'll see you again soon, Ant fans. Good night, and thank you for popping that in, Marcus.